Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shasko, and in today's video I have this is without a doubt the new best build in all of Legends ReWritten. It is absolute god tier. So today I'm going to show off how to get all these items and what you need for this build, as well as a couple of variations. So in case you guys don't have all the items I'm showing off, or if you don't have the game passes, you can still make this crazy build. So first, let's go over the magics you're going to want to have. If you have the 3 magics game pass, then I recommend using Z magic, and you're going to use the Super Saiyan spec from it. Then I recommend curse magic, and you're going to use cleave and fire arrow. And then your last magic you're going to want is limitless, and you're going to use purple hollow. If you only have 2 magics, then I recommend Z artifact and curse, and from curse you're going to use dismantle V1, cleave and fire arrow, and you're still going to use Super Saiyan from Z. And if you do not have Z magic, the gum artifact also works for this, because you can replace Super Saiyan with gear 2. It's just not quite as good of a buff. No matter what you do though, you have to have the curse artifact for this build. You're always going to want to use the 6 Eyes Blessing and the Greed Authority. If you don't know how to get greed, I have a link down below on a video on how to obtain it. So now let's go over the gear you're going to want to use. So if you do not have the Vanity Game Pass, skip to this time on screen. If you do have the Vanity Game Pass, what you're going to want to use on your Vanity side in the helmet slot is the Sukuna limited head. If you do not have this limited head, then I recommend using the Curse Mask, which comes from the new HEIAN Sorcerer. Then the chest plate you're going to want to use is the Curse Haiori for the same thing. It gives a lot of curse magic damage buff %. And then for your pants, you're going to want to use the Curse Pants for yet again the same thing for all that curse magic damage buff. And then for your neck slot, you're going to want to use the Blue Demon Necklace because it gives a universal 15% magic damage buff. On your actual stat side, you're going to want to use the new HEIAN Pants because it gives some insane curse magic damage % buff, and then as well as buffing the Cursed Spear and Dagger. Your chest piece, you're going to want to be using the Rotten Knight Plate, which is made from crafting because it gives a stupid amount of HP. It is super duper good. So for your helmet, I recommend using the Curse Mask, but you only want to use this on your stat side if you happen to have Sukuna on your Vanity side. If you do not have the Curse Mask on your Vanity side, then I recommend using the Rotten Knight Helm instead because it's going to give you a lot of health. It is just super duper good. And then for your neck piece, you're going to want to be using the HEIAN because it gives a 25% magic damage buff overall, and it is very, very, very powerful. So if you do not have the Vanity Game Pass, then I recommend using the HEIAN Pants as your leg plates. Then you're going to be using the Curse Haiori as your chest plate, and then you're also going to be using the Curse Mask as your helmet. You can use Sukuna if you happen to have it. It is up to you, but this is a limited item, and I know a lot of players may not have this. And then for your neck piece, you're always going to be using the HEIAN just because it is super duper cracked. It is just such a good build. So now let's get into the weapons. The absolute best weapons you can use for this is going to be the Cursed Spear and the Cursed Dagger together because they have one of the best, if not the best, M1 combo in the entire game. And its V-Spec absolutely shreds every single enemy in the game. This build is kind of built around using these weapons because a lot of your armor is going to be giving buffs towards these weapons and the Curse Artifact. However, if you do not have both of these weapons, the Cursed Spear on its own on the right arm also is pretty powerful. It has a relatively strong V-Spec, but it is not the best thing overall because it does not have a good M1 combo. Some other weapons you can use with this build is simply going to be the Moon Katana. Moon Katana is always a good option. You just won't be getting any buffs for it. It still just has an insane V-Spec and does some of the most damage in the game, so Moon Katana is always viable. And if you happen to have these limited weapons, you can always use Sakura Blade V2 or the Crimson Rapier to get that health back, but again, these are limited, so I know a lot of players may not have this. This build, as you guys have probably seen in the background for a couple minutes now, is absolutely cracked. Every single raid boss, every single in-world boss, literally just everything dies. If you're using the build with the Vanity Game Pass, you're getting 6.4k health, and if you're using it without the Vanity Game Pass, you're still getting 5.4k health, and in both of them, I'm pretty sure have 6,000 mana, so that is absolutely plenty of mana and plenty of health to survive any situation, and your damage output with this build is higher than, I'm pretty sure, any other build I've ever shown off in this game before. The new HEIAN gear just makes the Curse Artifact so unbelievably good that it's almost pretty much worth using only the Curse Artifact for all of your builds nowadays. Anyways guys, this isn't the longest video in the world. I just wanted to show off this new insane god tier build that I've been messing around with all day. Anyways, leave a like if you guys enjoyed this build or found it helpful, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys all in my next Legends ReWritten video. Bye!